Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is Eric in the Card Closet. Thanks for joining me again today. Good to have y'all. Over Memorial Day weekend, Beckett.com had a sale, 20% off sale, which is about as good as it gets for Beckett.com. So I dove into that and made orders from 5 different vendors. 4 of them have arrived, so I thought I'd show those to you here today. And then at the end, I'll show you a care package I got in the mail yesterday. So saving the best for last. First order came from Triple Play Sports Cards. That's their contact info. They are local, and so I save shipping, of course, by just picking it up locally in the store. So I went in the day after Memorial Day and picked up this stack over here from the store. The owner of that store, his name is Dennis, and he's a pretty cool guy. He's got a great background. I actually asked him while I was in there if he would ever let me interview him on my channel. You know, he is a top 3 or top 5 seller on Beckett.com. So I thought he'd be an interesting person for you all to meet and to hear, his story as a card store owner. But he didn't exactly tell me yes. He said he'd think about it. I think that was just a polite way of saying no, honestly. But hopefully, maybe someday I can convince him to come on into the card closet here. He'd be a great story. I also asked him if he was hiring right now because he said that since coronavirus hit a couple months ago, his sales are up 220%. 220%. And I said, well, what do you think the reason is? And he said that he thinks it's because people are not spending their money on other things, or haven't been up until, a week ago when the country started to open up a little bit again. And he also thinks he's getting some of the gambling crowd because he's selling a lot of cases and a lot of boxes that people are going to rip and take the gamble that they get a big hit. And so he thinks he's getting some of the gambling crowd that maybe couldn't go to casinos. So anyway, some of the better cards I got there. Nomar Garciaparra Prism from 2000. Also Pedro Martinez from that same set. I watched a video by the Essential Credentials a while back, and they were doing an episode on Pacific and all the crazy, goofy things that Pacific was doing when they were around as a card company. So I decided to actually chase some of the things they had in the video because they were really cool cards. So that's why I picked those up. Started digging into this Topps debut set now. And this is Eduardo Rodriguez, 19-game winner this past season. Dermontti Dawson, some of these great Steelers from back in the day. Here's another Revolution card with the infinite parallel. Jordan Clarkson. A couple more Hall of Famers here from Steelers days of yore. Kevin Green. Greg Lloyd, while certainly not a Hall of Famer, his career was too short for that, but there was a 6-year period or so where he was one of, if not the most dominant and feared linebackers in NFL. And then, of course, Rod Woodson, Hall of Famer, Steeler great, also did a good job for the Ravens. Next order came from DJ's Sports Cards. Here's their contact info. They mailed these the very next day after my order, and 2 days later they were in my hands. So good job with that. They also sent this tract with Kobe Bryant's image on it, which is kind of cool. Tuck that in there. This bigger stack here, but here's some of the cool ones I got. I've been trying to get these retro cards the shiny versions anyway. So here's a Mookie Betts. Here's a Chris Sale. I've also been trying to get cards from Michael Jordan. So I've been picking up Jordan cards whenever I can. So basically I went through the site, Beckett site, and any Jordan card I didn't have that was, in that $1.50 range, somewhere in there, I just bought it if I didn't have it at all. So I've got a number of Michaels. I did the same with LeBron James. Fewer of his that I don't have, however. Got this 2010-11 Vince Carter from Donruss. This one I made a huge step forward in my progress for that set. So amongst these stacks here, there are over 50 cards from that set. So I now only need about 30 left to complete that set. Another Rod Woodson. Next, let's go to this stack from Big Mac Sports Cards. There's his info. Some of the neater ones in that grouping. Got the David Price Mojo from the 87 Top Style. Mookie Betts. Rick Porcello. Rafael Devers. Another Devers with the 84 style. These silver pack cards. J.D. Martinez. And then I picked up some more Jordans from this vendor that I didn't have yet. I think these collector's choice cards from the late 90s are really sharp. Just great imagery. Found a Shaq card that I didn't have. Kobe, this Kobe card, I actually have the gold version, or the version that's numbered to 100. I did not have the base though. Found another LeBron I didn't have. Some more Steelers, Hall of Famers, Rod Woodson, Dermontti Dawson, Rod Woodson again, and then soon to be inducted, Hall of Fame elect, Troy Polamalu. So I've quietly been picking up Troy Polamalu refractors and silver prisms that I didn't have. A lot of them I've gotten on ComC, so they won't arrive until I get my order up to about 100 cards. But he's just a terrific player in my mind, terrific guy. And then the last order that's arrived so far is 3 Stars Sports Cards. There's their information. They and Big Macs, the previous stack, they all were shipped the very next day and arrived 2 days after that. So I was very happy with that. I don't know what the 5th one's waiting on. But I got one of those Spectra pinks of Rafael Devers, which is really cool. I love how that has those little refractive specks on there. Andrew Benintendi with the 83 design from the Mojo Silver Packs. J.D. Martinez, same thing. Not quite the Mojo though. I think it was only the first 50 cards in the set got the Mojo. The rest of them got a refractor or this kind of thing going on. Picked up a Mookie in the 84 style. Picked up some more Michael Jordans from 3 Stars. Kobe, didn't have that Kobe yet. Found a Magic Johnson Silver Prism that I didn't have yet. And then Topps Chrome Refractor of Polamalu. 20% off, that's a pretty good deal. Most of these cards well, every one of these cards I checked on ComC as well, and I was getting a cheaper price than ComC. A couple random cards that have come in the mail lately. I've got this 1920 Silver Reactive of Rajon Rondo. So I only need LeBron James in that set. And then here's a Revolution Cubic of Mookie Betts. And then here we go. Save the best for last. Got a care package from none other than Brent at Near-Mint Musings. He says, Eric, hope this finds you well. Hope this card of the second greatest player to come out of Washington State University cheers you up. Thank you for being a good friend in the faith and in the hobby. Brent, Near-Mint Musings. So obviously, if you're familiar with his channel, which I hope you are, and you should be, he believes the greatest player ever to come out of Washington State is John Olerud. So the second greatest then would be Aaron Seeley, who I showed my PC of in a previous video. Authenticated autograph of his 1992 Topps rookie card. That is really sweet. Talks about how it's authenticated and sealed. So really appreciate that, Brent. That is so cool. And then maybe just as cool, we got the autographed by Brent Near-Mint Musings rookie card in that 1973 style baseball Topps. Minnesota Twins, and his position is Ghost Runner. One nice thing about Ghost Runner is you can have up to 3 on the field at a time, just like outfielders. So thank you, Brent. That was definitely not necessary, but it was very much appreciated. You're too kind. Really, really appreciate that. So that's all I've got, everybody, for today. I hope your week is going off well, to a great start. And we will hopefully see you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.